Now, I was getting ready to talk about 0% interest cards. And I want to say this about that. I have a client in California and they got a 0% interest card for 12 months. And they said, Don, I want to pay this card off before the 12 months is up. Has anybody ever heard of that? Okay, paying it off. And I said, well, why do you want to pay it off? He says, because if I don't pay it off in time, then they're going to charge me all the accrued interest. I said, okay. I asked, how much interest are you trying to avoid? He said 17%. Then I said, no. How much interest in dollars and cents are you trying not to pay them? He said, I don't know. Can you imagine? We all do that. We're trying to avoid that interest, but we have no idea how much it is. So I had him call the credit card company. So he called, and when he found out how much it was, he changed the payment on that card back to the minimum payment. I said, why did you do that? He says, well, I found out that all that was going to come up to was $300. He was trying to pay off a card that was in excess of $5,000. He was trying to pay it off so that he could avoid $300 in interest by putting $5,000 on his $750,000 loan. Okay, let me put this in here so I can tell you the truth. $750,000. Okay, 750. I'm putting it on the screen right now. 750,000 at 4% interest. Okay, if he put that on his mortgage, just $5,000. Okay, a little over $5,000 would have saved him about $12,000 in interest on his mortgage. So he was trying to pay a little over $5,000 to keep from paying $300 to the credit card company when he could have taken that same money, put it on his mortgage, and would have saved him over $12,000. Whoo, have mercy. That's what we're talking about, folks. When you're making a financial decision, make sure you're basing it not on feeling, not on interest rate, but on interest cost, and do the math, or at least have somebody like us do the math that will help you to see what the banking industry wants you not to see. It's called inattentional blindness. You know, what you're not paying attention to. Inattentional blindness has to do with being blind to what's right in front of you the whole time. What was right in front of him? That he could have found out that $300 was what he was trying to avoid. What was right in front of him? How much interest he could have saved on his mortgage with the same amount of money. But because we're not paying attention to it, we're blind to it, and we make financial mistakes all the time. This is why I'm saying the sinking funds are not thinking funds. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. One of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.